everybody, and welcome to another live stream, or Live Stream Friday, as you wish to call it. I have been missing for a while, but if you're new to here, live streams happen normally every Friday around 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's basically a space where you can ask questions, you can interact with other people, you can, give tips or ask for whatever tutorial requests or something. And often I review things here that I've got throughout the week and show out new foundations and new things way before I do anything like pre-recorded review or something like that. Anyways, but if you aren't able to make it on Fridays or at that time or whatever, I understand, they will always be uploaded. So it takes about 2 or 3 hours after they're done. They will be fully uploaded on YouTube. So you're still able to see them and you can post a comment or drop me an email or whatever. So anyways, hi. So yeah, as you saw in the title, I'm going to be trying out La Mer foundation, the new one. And drink of choice today is this Diet Snapple tea in peach. I actually like the raspberry and I like the peach, but I don't know why I got the peach. I haven't drank this one in a while, so I just felt like having this. I've been having so much caffeine in the past 2 weeks that I thought, I'm going to scale it down a little bit before it gets really problematic. So also another thing, besides the La Mer foundation, that I'm going to do the swatches and everything properly later on in the video. So I wanted to say that I'm going to also be doing swatch of the Kevyn & Co Skin Illuminating Foundation in EF01. So this is their newest foundation. And I'm not sure if I did the last time the new Chanel foundation, if I did any swatching of that or the Clé de Peau. I can't really remember. If I did, I'm sorry, but I'm going to redo them anyways over here. So today, there are a couple new things that I didn't show before that I'm going to actually be showing. So one of them, was the foundation, and another one is this. I'm not a big fan of this brand. Probably I'm not their target audience for it, but this is the Estée Edit, and it's by Estée Lauder. So it is a more hip and trendy brand from Estée Lauder, targeted to younger folks. As you know, Estée Lauder is a pretty established brand, but it's very much so like a brand that attracts more women of 35 and up than rather, 15-year-old girls. At least in Europe, and I would say that a lot of people from the US as well. But this one is more like a teenager type of a brand. Like they have things that teenagers would use, like, Instagram powders and like lipsticks that make your teeth appear whiter, and their foundation doesn't really have much coverage. It's more of a hydrating balm type of thing. So anyways, I don't pay much attention to that brand, but I saw this one swatched somewhere and I was like, I really need to have this, and I don't know why I haven't paid attention to it. Probably it's because if you see it here, you see like some kind of a brown color with golden, but that's not the case. Like it's actually a deep red. Well, it's not showing. You're going to see when I use it. It's actually a blood red, and then it has a sort of bronzy pigment in it. So it's like a eyeshadow cream and powder duo, something like what Tom Ford has, but at a fraction of the price. So they have many colors of this, and I'm very excited to try it. But I'm not really that thrilled about the other colors, just the red one. What else? Anyways, I'm going to start up with this. It's actually one of my favorite lip plumper thing is. It's actually, it really works. So this is like a lip plumper and a lip enhancer in one. So it's like the Dior Glow pink one and the Dior Maximizer in one, although the Maximizer is very, very good. I'm not for usage. I don't use the Dior Glow that much, but the Dior Lip Maximizer, the lip gloss, it's almost done. But yeah, this just adds a little bit of color. It has a minty flavor. You feel it working and it really hydrates, and I don't know, I feel like it plumps the lips more than other lip plumpers. Hello! Long time no see! So yeah, this is by Smashbox. See, I'm just rambling and rambling, and I'm not even saying for which brand it is. So by Smashbox, the O Plump, it got released like really long time ago. I remember it was all of the rage when it came out, like, I want to say 8, 9 years ago. They started releasing these, I think they had the blush first or the lip thing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was this, you know, the same type of packaging with the pink on the side, that it was, you know, like color enhancing, you know, that type that now pretty much most brands are carrying something that, you know, you put it on and it looks one color on the stick, and when you apply it, it changes to like adapt to your color. So anyways, I really, really like it. Very unexpected because it's, you know, Smashbox, and I'm not a big fan of Smashbox, if you ask me. I don't like their stuff in general, but this is pretty good. So that's that. I've already done the eyebrows, and my hair doesn't want to stay where I want it to stay. Anyways, another thing that I'm going to be trying today, I've never tried this. It's actually from my friend Holly. So I want to say hi, Holly, and thank you very much for the package. She sent me a lovely package with a lot of like tiny deluxe samples and things like that, which I really like. I enjoy getting like small sizes because I almost never finish most of my stuff except skincare maybe, but still, like a lot of things I don't finish. So this is really cute from Benefit. And sorry, I'm shaking. Again, I've had a lot of caffeine in the past 2 weeks, so now I'm not having enough and I'm shaking. So yeah, this is it. It's like a cutest little stick. Yeah, that's true. You're normally not often coming to the live stream. So yeah, awesome. Are there like times that it suit you guys better to do the live stream? Because I don't necessarily have a time that I have to do the live stream. I just figured that sometimes I'm going to start at 1, sometimes I'm going to start at 2 or 3 or whatever. But if there is like a specific time that it works better for you guys, please, please, please let me know. Anyways, I think, let's put this here. Whoops. Again, clumsy me. So like that. I think I'm going to start with the eyes. Yeah. Because I like to do like the eye makeup, because if there is any fallover, I don't want to wipe everything off, and then, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So, I'm thinking, not much thinking though. Like my brain is fried. Literally fried. Well, no, not literally. Okay. I know a lot of people get pissed when the word literally is misused. I'm going to say figuratively. Okay? So no need to get pissed at me. I know that you can't literally have your brain fried unless you have it removed from your skull and you're having, okay, I'm getting very graphic here. So, yeah. Let's see which ones. Okay, then I could like start doing later evenings. Is it like 5-ish? Is that better? Like 5 p.m. Eastern time? Are you on Central time? Anyways, I'm just taking this flat brush and figuring if I'm interested in continuing with it. So I'll take the cream shadow. I'm actually going to use this cream shadow as my base. And I forgot that I don't really see in this mirror. It's too far away, so I'm sorry. I have to find an actual mirror. Let's see if I can find one. Nope. They're all actually dirty, so yay me. Okay, then I want to go with this one. Whoops. Oh, okay, you're wasting time. Okay, cool. So yeah, I grabbed the this thing. Because this big mirror, I mean, it's useless. I'm not gonna see anything, so whatever. So yeah, I'm grabbing this. By the way, if you haven't tried these eyeshadows from Estee Lauder, like if you are interested in the brand, I understand. I'm not either. Like, I'm probably not gonna become like a huge fan of that brand. But I do think that they have somewhat cool-ish stuff. Muffy has arrived. Yay. Hello, buddy. So as you can see, this thing is actually red. Like, it looked really nothing like the swatch on the packaging. And you know, like, I'm a sucker for everything like red colored, for mostly for like eyeshadows and things like that. So Muffy is eating his broccoli. So quite a busy boy. Busy boy. So I have to put my glasses again. I think it's actually red, very red. Like, yeah, it's very red. And by the way, this is ink. For those of you who don't know, I had my finals from university, so like the last exam for my degree. So anyways, this is what happens, you know, when you're revising so much. Like, my entire table is full of ink and my hands are with ink and whatnot. So, wee, open. Okay, good. I'm gonna use the Viseart palette. And actually, I'm gonna go with this one and this one. Putting that there. I'm gonna try and make this a little bit of a darker look. I thought of making something more of a blood red, if that makes sense, rather than the typical orange, reddish, warm red. There. And speaking of which, actually now, which it feels very weird saying this, but it's the first time in a decade that actually I don't have to study. So I'm feeling, I don't know, strange. Probably it's gonna hit me soon. Not that I'm stopping the study, like I'm gonna continue a new degree in January. But yeah. What is it, Mom? You wanna come here? Is the cat there? You know, I'm sitting in front of a big window and I'm making a right angle with the other face of the building. So there is, like, I can see straight up the other big window of our neighbor. And they have the blinds pretty much down, but around 1/5 of the window is without blinds. Therefore, I can see, you know, the floor. And usually there is a cat there right now, like they just moved in. And Muffy is like, for the cat, like, you know, buzz off. Like, this is my area, like, you buzz off. And often the cat is like scared, even though Muffy is here and the cat is like all the way there. And there is no way of them, like, you know, touching each other. Like, there is like empty space in between. Muffy has actually been able to, like, you know, like, you move because this is my area, you go somewhere else. Yeah, that's true. It takes a while for it to hit. Like, you know, it has taken me a long while to get this degree. I started in chemistry. I've done many years of chemistry, like genetics and chemistry. Then I moved to physics. And I'm not sure if many of you know, but I have a learning disorder. So I failed a lot of exams. So it took me a really long time to get my degree in physics. But like all this time, I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm studying this and I'm studying and studying and studying and failing exams, and sometimes I'm passing an exam. And I wasn't really thinking that it would get to this point that it's done. And I was, you know, fantasizing that one day it's going to be done. It's going to be done. But I wasn't really thinking that it would be done, you know. So now I'm here. And hopefully, like, if I didn't mess up this exam, it's done. And I'm like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to behave. I don't know, like, it's a little bit strange sensation. I'm very happy, but I'm like, I expected to feel a different way when it would be done than, you know, just like, okay. You know, it's like, probably at some point, like in the end of November, I should get like the final, like, if I have passed this exam or not. And then after that, I should get like the degree. I'm not going to go to the degree ceremony because it's in England and it costs a lot of money for me to go now there. I'm going to go for my master's, not this year, the next year, but for this one, I'm not going personally, but they send you the, like, your degree. Like, it needs some weeks because there is like all of the deans are meeting and they're like agreeing that you get this classification, and then like they have to do the legal paperwork so that, because it's a semi-public university, so like government of England and whatnot, I don't know. So yeah. And I'm rambling forever. Let me check the messages. Yeah, Muffy's a bully. That's true. Muffy was like, he was totally bullying him. Like, he was, you know, he was like insane. He was going crazy at the window. Like, you move from there. You move it. You move it. I was like, what is he doing? Why is he behaving like that? Then I saw a cat and I was like, now I get it. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Like, you get a little bit numb until it hits you, and then you realize it. It's the same thing with me. Like, now I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like, I really don't know. People have been asking me, so how does it feel? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't yet feel anyhow real. It doesn't feel anyhow different than every day. So anyways, I'm going to be concealing under with this one from Makeup Forever, one of my favorite. What happened now? Seriously? Now he got mad because I think there are gardeners downstairs. Oh my gosh. He got mad because there is someone 16 floors down that's doing something, and he's like, nope, nope, nope. He's like, nope. Anyways, My favorite one is by Mufe. Oh, Makeup Forever. I see that's the problem when you're like making acronyms of everything. I then assume that everybody knows what that means. Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the shade Y21. And I'm doing this now because I'm gonna smoke out the thingy. Please bear with me. Like, I know that my vocabulary is probably gonna be much shorter nowadays because I probably have a slight mental exhaustion, so cleaning the brush. Yeah, disapproving. Exactly the word. He's disapproving 16 floors above. Yeah. Now, people don't believe me when I'm like, yeah, he's a canary bird. Like, he's less than an ounce, but he's actually more bossing than a, macaw or a large parrot, because I've had large parrots. They weren't like that. They weren't like bullying a cat from the other side of the building, It was like, yeah. And I don't know what's wrong with him, but he hasn't been singing. His mold has been over for a month, more than a month, and he hasn't been singing. Like, he's been like a little bit, but yeah, he's obsessed with biting stuff. Like, I'm like, stop biting and start singing. And like, I'm not singing. When I turn on the shower, he starts singing. But besides that, he's like, not singing. And he's learned to pretend to sing. So, for example, if I put a movie, he comes on the screen and he starts like moving his, throat, because when canary birds sing, like their throat are moving and like their beak is moving and the whole body is moving. Anyways, he's pretending to do that at the tune of whatever noises are coming out of the movie. He's also doing that when I'm talking. I'm like, hello, kitty pie. And when I stop him, and when I'm talking, so I'm like, stop pretending that you're having my voice. You have your voice and I have my voice. We are not the same entity. So I don't know what's the deal with this bird now. He's learning too many things, and then he's like, why do I have to sing? Like, I can pretend. It's like, like autotune or playback in concerts. Like, they're not singing, they're just like, so that's what he's doing. By the way, I'm just going with the same brush thingy. Yeah, exactly. The tinier the animal, the Napoleon complex. Sorry. He did like far away. Like, stop talking about me like that. By the way, I haven't done this. This is not rehearsed. I have just seen some pictures. And I was like, wow, I really love that um, red / wine colored smoky look. So I was like, I'm gonna try and do that and show you guys. So yeah, your cat. Well, your cat is worse than Muffy. Like, like Muffy is tiny. Let's see. Do I have anything I could use? Oops. So I'm taking the neutral palette and I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown. Just, I want to add a little bit more intensity. Yeah, that did the trick. Now I have to go get my nails done. But because little Lord here, he has his nail trimmings tomorrow. So I couldn't go and get my nails done because, well, I won't have time to bring him all the way to the other, like it's 35-40 minute drive, get his nails clipped, and then bring him back here, and it would have been already late, and the girl didn't have any appointments left for that time. So I was like, Muffy's nails, my nails. Okay, Muffy wins. So there. So how are your bunnies? Are they like calm, or do they do something? Like, I'm not familiar with bunnies, so you have to explain to me how they are. Like, well, I am familiar. Like, a friend of mine had a bunny, but she was like most of the time, so I don't know much else. Like, probably it's the same thing like when people assume that Muffy is like beep, beep, beep. So you have to tell me. Now he's on my toes, like, yep. So let's see. I'm gonna take a pencil brush. Like, up to now, I've just been doing like adding. Oh my gosh, seriously? I have my foot on the footrest of the chair, okay? And I have the heel on the footrest, and you know, if this is the big toe, I lifted it like this, like my toes are upwards, and he has just perched on my toe. Like, no, Muffy, no, this isn't a comfortable position for me. Oh my goodness. He's like, okay, this is good perch. This is good for me to clean. Let's lick your other toes. Oh my gosh. And probably those of you who came here for the makeup part are going to be disappointed, because apparently 90% of the thing right now has been me talking about Muff. So, sorry. Pencil brush. I'm taking the grapefruit color. No, grape color. I'm going to show you in a moment. I'm just smoking this a little bit more. There. So I actually used, this is a dark matte. It's an absolutely gorgeous palette. Like, where are you? Good. If you have never tried it and you're on the fence of spending an inordinate, is it inordinate? Whatever, you know the word, amount of money, then go for it. I've used primarily these two. There, these two. And I've just dabbed a little bit of that, but mainly in my eyes are these two colors. That sounds cute, actually. That sounds very cute. Bunstruction. Oh my god. 9 out of 10 of my tutorials are me spending time trying to find the utensil. How chic is that? Actually, there was a mini mirror here. I didn't even know. Probably I'm the clumsiest and slowest person on YouTube doing tutorials. Okay, so let's go for the other eye. I'm actually quite liking this, but I'm not done yet. Like, I think I'm gonna add something, maybe. Like, I'm aware that what I do aren't fast tutorials by any means, and that's how it is. I'm not gonna start apologizing because that's how I am, and I don't plan to do this, stress myself in order to make videos. Like, I don't see the point of doing this if it's a stressful thing, especially if it's not your job, or, you know, I'm not getting anything out of this, so just enjoying it. And hopefully you guys are learning something. Like, for example, don't put eyeshadow in there. And that long nails make it hard to blend, for example. Yep. That's a good tip for you guys. Remember, if you have long nails, it's going to just be harder to do anything. So there. Yeah, that's true. People are editing a lot, and I could edit. Like, I've edited a lot in the past. Well, not a lot. I'm not the queen of editing. I hate editing. It's just exhausting and time consuming, and I don't know, it's just, what the hell, moth? He's like suddenly flying off like around like tornado. Yeah, I was saying, like, I know that people are editing their stuff, and I mean, edited videos can be like really beautiful and you go straight to the point and whatnot, but usually it takes a lot of time to edit. I mean, I don't know. And I'm never satisfied with my edits. Like, I go back and back and back and back, and I'm never content. And for some reason, then it's like, you know, I have like 9 likes and 3 dislikes, and I'm like, why am I gonna even start editing videos for that kind of ratio? So it's, yeah. There. Well, yeah, I mean, they're meant to be less personal and more like to the point. What I don't, you know, what I find pretty hilarious is that, you know, there's a lot of people doing those Q&As or like more personal videos that are meant to be like, you can see a little bit more of the personality. And the question answers are like so short because they're just showing the answer, and they aren't necessarily showing any part of their personality or anything else besides, you know, you have a question and you answer it like a robot. So it's like, I don't know. I find it a little bit hilarious. By the way, again, I'm gonna say it again. This palette is worth it, like entirely worth it. And I was hesitating about getting it because, well, if you count by the ounce and the amount of eyeshadows that you have, it's cheaper than MAC. But if you look at it at the whole, it's a little bit more, you know, shocking price-wise, because these palettes are not meant to be your go-to one palette. Like, they're meant to be like more of a professional kit, so you won't have all of these shadows necessary to create, you know, many looks or complete looks with one palette, because then you need to have like cooler neutral palettes, and then you need to have the palettes that have the lighter colors for blending and, you know, whatnot in this one, and then you need to have your more brighter colors, and then, you know, so I can understand that people don't want to invest in this. Like, it's pricey. I'm not gonna say like, yeah, you should totally go and buy it, but if you're someone that enjoys good quality shadows and very unusual, not your, you know, the Too Faced or whatever Smashbox or Urban Decay crap, but this is really, really, really good quality, and the colors just blend together like, I don't know if you can see, it's like they blend together very beautifully. One thing to keep in mind is that a lot of people, or big bunch of people on social media, they edit out the pictures, so everything looks very beautiful, very blended until you see them in real life. Then the story changes, because I've seen a lot of the girls that, you know, on the Instagram it looks like, oh my gosh, this is like gorgeous, and then I've seen them with the same makeup on that day and it's like, holy shit, it looks like your face is melting off. So I think that, for example, this palette, you can truly achieve a photoshopped eye colored makeup with it. Like, it blends so well and it looks very much like skin. It doesn't look like powder when you buff it on. It really melts with your skin, so it looks very, how to say, the light reflects very nicely. It has a lot of dimension. It's not like powder shadow on your eyes, if that makes sense. Which, for example, you know, Instagram filters help you, or like a lot of filters help you achieve dimension on an otherwise flat image. But this product really, you don't need any filter. It just looks gorgeous as it is. I hope that was helpful. But yeah, I personally use these shadows very often, and I'm not a person that likes greens per se. I'm not fond of greens, but these greens here have changed my opinion. Not that I want to go and buy greens from other brands, because I've sold most of my others and I'm not really fond of them. But these ones are truly stunning. I think it's because of the quality of the palette, of the powder rather, and the ability to blend them so beautifully. That's like making it worth. Now again, I'm gonna apply concealer, and it's getting really hot in this room. Like, I'm gonna turn the blind down a little bit. Okay. Hello, baby. You wanna come? Come here. Come quickly. Just say hello. Come. Opa. We're gonna say hello. We're gonna say hello. We're gonna say hello. Mwah. Say hello. Isn't he a kitty pie? Look at his toe. Look at his. It's like me, you know. And you, kitty pie. Is your. You wanna go there? No? Okay. Hello, handsome. You wanna go? Okay. Sugar peel eyeshadows, I can't tell you much. I have never tried them, so I don't know. I'm afraid, and this is just from seeing swatches and stuff like that, like they have unconventional colors, like they have really cool stuff, but from seeing the swatches, I would say that they are, well, they are unconventional, but they are not, the quality is not VZ art. So that's what I wanted to say. Like, they're good probably if you're searching for an unusual color or something like that, but I wouldn't invest in neutrals or like day-to-day colors with them. Just, that's from seeing, you know, the swatches and how it looks like on people. I mean, they aren't exactly super cheap, so price-wise, they are very close. If you get the same amount as VZ art, they're very close to that. So Actually, you get 4 shadows. Was it $40 or 30 something? There you go. I hope this is anyhow helpful. I know a lot of people were coming for the Lumiere, but I'm gonna do the Lumiere soon. Like, I'm getting to that, don't worry. I actually haven't done like eye makeup in like what, a really long time. I mean, truly busy. I'm not trying to exaggerate or get pity or something like that. I've really been busy. And the thing with me is that I'm not someone that can take on a lot of things when I have something very, very important. So I have to focus all my energy on that. Like, I can't even be bothered to cook or clean or anything. I have to do only that. And partially, of course, it's because of the learning disorder, because it's so hard for me to pass exams that I have to put myself exclusively on that. Like, I know a lot of people that don't have to, and that's, I mean, that's great. I wish I could be like that. But that's not the cards I was dealt with, so whatever. I'm not trying to get sympathy or anything like that. I'm fine with what I have. But it's just like the reality of things. So there. I'm not sure if you can tell, but can you see the texture of the eye is there? Like, it's not removing anyhow any, you know, it's not like a powder residue. It's like skin, if that makes sense. So I think I'm pretty content with how this is. And I'm gonna go with, I wanted something a little bit more red, so I think I'm gonna go with this one because it doesn't have that kind of a red. I wish they would release a palette with that kind of a red. Oh, by the way, does anybody know when the VIB Rouge sale is on? Like, I'm possibly invited to an event where I'm gonna get this like 20% off, but it's not like an online thing, and I'm waiting for that coupon from VIB Rouge -20 in order to buy more VZR palettes because they're pricey, and if you have -20, then you have to use it. Okay. So yeah, anyways, I'm trying to open this part of the pigment. Hopefully I can manage. Wow, why don't you open? Okay, let's see. On a side note, I have a new doctor appointment, like with a new doctor on Tuesday, and I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like meeting new doctors because I've had a lot of bad experiences, like malpractice experiences. So it gives me always a lot of anxiety that I don't know the doctor. I know it was recommended by my doctor that I trust her, but I still feel uneasy and I have a lot of anxiety until I go there and I can see, like, is this doctor reasonable? Do they know? Because I've had doctors that honestly they did not know, and they treated me for stuff that I never had, that I didn't have, and that the medication caused me to have problems. And when actually I met doctors that did know their stuff, then they were like, how on earth were you given this? Anyways, I'm putting a little bit of that pigment on the middle. I don't know how I'm liking it, but so yeah. Anyways, that's my side story with doctors. And I feel always uneasy. So yeah, I'm not looking forward. So far, I've been very lucky. Like the 3 doctors that I have are awesome. Like they're awesome people, awesome doctors. They're listening to me. They trust when I tell them something because I know a thing or two, and they trust my judgment and they respect my choices, which I think is very important. So there's that. Now I'm gonna grab, I don't know if I'm putting a liner. I'm not sure. I don't feel like having a liner with this would add anything else to it. I think I'm gonna just clean it up with like maybe a mix of these two. So do you guys have any plans for the weekend? We might go to a corn maze / pumpkin patch. I've never been to one, so I don't know how they are, or I know that they're pretty, at least in this side of the US, they seem to be pretty popular. By the way, one thing I want to add about this palette is that, for example, if you add the white on top of this shadow, I'm going to show you. So I'm taking just a little bit. You're going to see that it lightens it. You know, it's not like other brands where when you're adding the white, it's making it chalky. This one just lightens the color, which is another thing that I love, because you can like adjust the intensity of your shadow by layering white on top, and it doesn't make it look weird. So that's another tip, or another, you know, cool feature of this. What the hell, Moth? Seriously, Moth? What's wrong with you? Moth? What did you see? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna do now the face. So for those of you who are interested in La Mer, whee! It's gonna start now. First, I'm gonna drink a little bit. But it took me like 50 minutes to do these eyes. I'm just pathologically slow when it comes to doing makeup. On myself, at least. On other people, I can make it work faster, but on myself, nope. And I have, what do I have actually? Sorry. My face is pretty red now, so sorry about that. If it's gonna appear weird, I don't know how it looks like on the camera. Okay. So, this is a foundation. Gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. The metalware is, or the hardware is actually a rose gold, and then you have on top the La Mer thing. The cool thing about this is that it's actually a serum with color. So I checked the ingredients, and I checked also for the serum, and they are very, very similar. So it's a, you know, 1/3 of the price of an actual La Mer serum or something like that. So I feel like it's worth it because it's also a treatment. Of course, depends on your budget. I'm not saying that you have to go and buy this thing or anything like that, but if you're willing to try something from La Mer, I would suggest trying with their beauty stuff before going into the skincare. I'm not someone that enjoys much their actual skincare. Like, I've tried their cream, their eye cream, the serum, and I was like, you know, like, I wouldn't pay that price myself. Now, I enjoy their facial oil cleanser. That's nice. I don't know if I would repurchase it. Their lip balm is extremely good, but again, very expensive. But it does last for a couple of years. What else? I do have their powder. Not the new one, not the new version, but the old version. And it's okay. But I like the packaging. Like, I'm a sucker for this packaging. And there's a lot of product in here, like 25 grams. What else can I say about it? Their tint and moisturizer is very nice also. I enjoy that thing. And their concealer. Their concealer is really, really good. So, anyways, pump. I'm going to start with 2 pumps. It's very, very liquid. There you go. I'm going to start actually with this brush because, you know, I like to start trying out a product with this brush because I know how the product behaves with this brush. So I can give more of a, you know, impression. So let's see. I don't like it with the brush. So far, I'm not too crazy about it. But I think I know what the problem is. It's that I did my skincare some hours ago, and I think I might have dry areas already. Usually for me, foundations, I can't, like, not that I can't, but I shouldn't apply them some hours after I've done my skincare, but rather I have to apply them pretty much within the half to an hour after doing it. So there you go. It is a little bit darker than my own skin, but that I already knew. Like, there you go. It's not that much darker. This is close to an NC, around, I don't want to say a true NC10 because it's not. But it's around there. Like, it's not an NC15, like that's too dark. But maybe NC, I want to say 12. Somewhere there. And definitely I don't like it with the brush. This foundation, probably I'm going to try it with different, you know, ways of application. I think it's that I did my skincare some hours ago and it just does not work its best when you've done that. And maybe this is a kind of foundation that needs time to set on the skin. I don't know. It's my first time trying it. It smells very good. But what do you guys think? Like, it doesn't settle in the dryness, which is a plus. But I think I have to try it again tomorrow. Like, right away after my skincare. And this definitely is medium coverage, so it's very hard to get full. You know, like this area, for example, I put like 2 coats and it's still hard to get that kind of coverage. For high end and very high coverage, I think pretty much you'll have to go to Clé de Peau or La Prairie. They have higher coverage. But yeah, so far I'm not blown away. But I think I need to try it in different ways. So this is just like an initial first impressions. In the hand, it looked very nice. And it looks very natural. But it could be that it's like their tinted moisturizer that the first time I tried it, I was like, I'm not really fond of this. But then when I play around with it and I discovered how to use it, I absolutely love it. So it's not dewy. That's the thing. Like, I would have expected it to be dewy, but on my skin it looks, can you see? It's not dewy. This is not dewy finish. I don't know, I can't see it dewy. I see more like a natural finish. But again, I'm gonna say this, it could be because I did my skincare so many hours ago that my skin already was slightly dehydrated. So when I apply this on top, it sort of like sucked everything in. I think that's, whoops, sorry, the most probable cause. Now I'm going to use a little bit of concealer in this spot and some other spots that I didn't cover. Yeah, it looks natural finish, and it's strange because, you know, it said something that it was like a radiant finish or something like that. So let's see, what does it say? Oh, here it doesn't say anything. I'll have to look on the insert inside. By the way, this is NARS. What's the name? NARS concealer in Chantilly. I'm not so sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. By the way, my neck, as I said, it's red. I just did a peel, like a 25% acid peel in my body. So my neck is slightly red, but yeah, that's all I can say about it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of setting powder, just very light dust of it. So I'm using La Mer Translucent. And for those of you who never had La Mer and you're like thinking about it, they're like the lightest shade, for example, this one tends to run a little bit peachy. And the same thing is with their concealer and their tinted moisturizer. So it runs slightly peachy. It's not yellow, it's not pink. It has that peachiness to it. So, which I personally like. I'm not bothered by peachiness. I actually prefer slight peachiness to too much yellow or too much pink, because those can look a little bit weird on me. But yeah, hope you can see. Well, there's my lightness, and there is the face. So it is, of course, a little bit dark, but it's La Mer. Who cares? So now for, I wanted to use a little bit of this, but I'm gonna use it. This is Soleil Tan by Chanel, one of my all-time favorite bronzer. Yeah, maybe peachy, like neutral. It's hard to tell. I just see it peachy, like peachier against my skin tone. Of course, if you put it against someone, it might actually look very pink, or it might look very yellow. It depends on the skin tone that you're testing it on. But on my skin, it appears peachy, and usually my skin brings out all of the undertones of everything. Even neutral colors, they're like, nothing appears neutral enough on my skin. So, and this is Soleil Tan by Chanel. I've had this thing for 8 years now, maybe more. Look, this is how much I have left. It's an amazing product. I don't like the compact one. I only like this liquid version. It makes, I don't know, it just gives that slight contour and a glow. By the way, this is what they use often on Jennifer Lopez. Her makeup artist uses this to highlight. So there's a highlighter on her. There. Now I'm going to use NARS Oasis with this kind of brush. Now I don't want to use a lot of blush because there is already in the eyes a lot of stuff going on, so I just want to add just ever so slightly. And probably I'm going to end up with a lot of blush, so whatever. For highlight, I'm going to use, probably this is my favorite highlighter if someone were to ask me, is the Charlotte Tilbury Whips Gold Bar. It's just beautiful. And yeah, I think the foundation, it probably is more dewy, but because it's been some hours since I did my skincare, my skin was already slightly dehydrated. So, you know, foundations don't do well if your skin is dehydrated, like all the emollients get sucked in. So I'm positive that's what happened, because the foundation itself does not feel drying or anything like that. Like when you touch it, it feels very liquid, very fluid, but it doesn't feel like, you know, mattifying or anything like that. And here's the highlighter. As you can see, it's a stunning color. Like if you're very fair, this is beautiful. Like it's not a dark color, you know, it's not dark. So that's why I like it so much, because it's just like a champagne color that doesn't look like a bronzer or a blush on me. So there's that. And I'm gonna be doing my lips, and I thought of doing, you know, a little bit of a darker lip today. And then I'm gonna go with the mascara. Yeah. So I'm using Chanel in Acajou. Can you see? This is the color. I think I need to sharpen it. Sorry. I'm going to sell my Charlotte Tilbury foundation, by the way, if any of you is interested. I need more coverage, so that's why I'm selling her foundation. I know it says on the website that it's full coverage, but that's not true. You cannot achieve full coverage with that, especially if you have acne kind of problems. If you don't have a lot of acne or anything like that, then probably it will be good. The Charlotte Tilbury, I want to say at best you can get medium full, so it won't be like MAC full coverage. You can't get that with it, but medium full, pushing it. And it's more on the matte side, which I don't really like, so there's that. And I'm going to use a little bit, I don't know what to use actually. I think I'm going to use a combination of the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Bond Girl. Then I'm going to add a little bit something darker. Yeah, for really oily skin, it's very good. I don't have really oily skin, as you can tell. Like, this is, you know, many hours after washing and putting moisturizer and whatnot. And that's why for me, it doesn't really work that well, because it's, I tend to prefer, you know, dewier satin finish kind of, or even natural, but matte foundations, I'm not that fond. So this is Film Noir. And I'm not going to add a lot of it, because if you're pale and you have this kind of eye and you're putting a darker lip, it will look goth. So it's the combination of this. So Acajou by Chanel, which, by the way, I think something that people should invest in are lip liners. I used to not do that and buy the cheap ones, and it's not the same. Charlotte Tilbury has the best nude lip liners, and they're the type that when you put them on, you know, you have to rub to get off. They're very good. And then for darker shades, Chanel has very good ones as well. And, you know, one of these will last you forever. And you can change a lot the undertone of a lipstick based on the lip liner that you're using. So yeah, the next color that I used was this Charlotte Tilbury Bond Girl, which without the lip liner, it looks much more lighter, but because I put that darker lip liner underneath, it did darken it, making it more of a vampy color, which normally it's not. You know, it's like a rosy type. They say it's nude, but if you're pale, like nothing ends up being nude except if you put concealer on your lips. And then I used a little bit of Film Noir, which this is, you know, this is a vampy color, but I didn't want to go straight on with this because I feel like it will look too goth. It will end up looking like I have black on my face, which it's an okay look if that's what you're going for, but I wanted to do more of a fall time and not, you know, gothic. That's what I meant. Maybe a neo goth or a fall goth, but not full-on goth. That makes sense? But yeah, regarding the Charlotte Tilbury, the shade is pretty light. Like, I was excited about that because her first foundation, the light one, was too dark. And I mean, it looks good, don't get me wrong. It looks very nice, the foundation, but I usually, for me to keep a foundation, it has to have several factors. So it either has to look very good on my skin, then I don't care if it's too dark, and I can accept if it's not full coverage. But if it looks drying on my skin, then I don't want it unless it's full coverage. So I don't want to just keep stuff for the sake of keeping. But I know a lot of people have been in love with that foundation. Even the girl yesterday who helped me with La Mer, she said that, like, she was wearing the Charlotte Tilbury foundation and it looked really good. She had, I think, I'm not sure if she had oily skin or not. I think maybe. But it looked really good on her. On me, it just looks drying. There. I'm putting the primer again on the other eye. I'm trying to find comparisons for the Charlotte Tilbury, like in terms of texture, but I can't. It's more of a, I want to say, a gel cream texture, and the finish is very beautiful. Like, there is a lot of pictures of me on Instagram while I was wearing it, but fortunately lately it started to be too drying, so I just stopped using it. And I tried it a couple of days ago and I was like, no, like, on my face it just does not work. Like, I have to use so many, how do you say, almost oily primers for it to work on me. And I'm using, by the way, a burgundy mascara from Givenchy. So there. So that's the finished look. Now I'm gonna show you. Like, I like to move this. So there. Well, actually here the foundation looks pretty neat. But You can see that little pigment there just brings enough texture to the eye so that it won't look, you know, like I said, full on goth. Like it brings a little bit of light. And the lips have enough redness. It's still bordering vampy, but yeah. So that's, hopefully there were stuff that you got interested and you learned something, or sorry, I was looking. It's settling a little bit here, which I hope that it's because of my, you know, my dry skin, and that it will just solve when I do the foundation right after applying my skincare. Because I found when I don't use makeup right after I do my skincare, my skin can tend to get dry. So when I put, you know, all of the makeup thing, it gets a little bit more oily, so it blends better with the foundation than if I apply it many hours later. So yeah. So okay, I'm gonna do the swatch of this and of the Kevin Aquan and all that. So for those of you who are interested in that, stay in here. So this is a new one from Chanel. This is a Chanel Ultra Wear in shade 10. This is a very matte foundation. If you are looking for matte, supreme matte, then this new one from Chanel is that. So there goes the Chanel one. Yeah, for the price, it better work perfectly. You're totally right. Like, if it wouldn't be, you know, that price, I would probably be like, yeah, it looks okay. But I wanted to do much better for this price. So next one is La Mer. There. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And this is Kevin Aquan, the new one. Which, by the way, I was disappointed because, you know, Kevin Aquan, dark. Like, you know the Kevin Aquan, the pot, the foundation pot, it's famous one, like the one that's like a concealer. That's pretty light. So I'm like, why are you doing it darker on your new formula? Why? So anyways, Chanel, it's dark. It's ridiculously dark. Like when you put it on your face, you're gonna have face, then neck. But if you can like justify, if you really need matte and heavy oil control, then La Mer, like, as you can see, it's already matte. Look at La Mer. La Mer is like watery. I'm not sure if you can, yeah, there. Look, La Mer is like satiny. Chanel is matte. It's matte, completely matte. So this is very good if you have like horribly oily skin and you need really severe oil control. And it has pretty good coverage. La Mer, as you can tell, it's the lightest of the bunch. Then you have like Kevin Aquan. Why? Like, honestly, why? What's this? Like, this is not sensual skin enhancer in 1. Like, this is sensual skin enhancer in 5. So it's like, yeah, it's orange. It's like, look at this. It's like orange soda on my skin. Well, La Mer one is actually, when you blend it, it's actually wearable. Well, of course, you can, yeah, here you can see it's slightly darker, but like I said, it's luxury, it's La Mer, I'm going to accept it, okay? But I'm not going to accept this. Like, this is piss yellow on your face. Like, this still looks like skin color, passable, but this one, it will look like you have applied self tanner or blush or something like that on your face, it does not look good at all. And the same with the Kevyn Aucoin. Like, I don't understand why. Why did they do this kind of a shade? I don't know, especially that they are experienced in doing lighter shades. Why did they go with that? I have no idea. La Mer, you know, this is a big improvement because they used, their porcelain used to be way darker than this. It was like straight up NW20 to NW25. So I think it's a very good improvement from La Mer. They have added more colors. But Chanel, I mean, Chanel is Chanel. It's dark. And the one that I don't understand is Kevyn Aucoin. I have no idea why they decided it's a good idea to make their #1 shade equivalent into a #4 or #5 from their classic formula. I don't know. I don't know. They could have made, you know, like less intermediate shades and more of the, you know, from 1, maybe then 3, maybe equivalent to the 4, 5, 6, but not like 1, 1.5, 2, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I was disappointed. I'm gonna still do like the review and stuff, but I wouldn't purchase it myself. What else? Yeah, like the La Mer one is the most reasonable one. Of course, as you can see, La Mer is supposed to be cool toned, but on my skin, nothing is cool toned ever. Like, the more I use foundations, the more I look blue. Like, there is nothing that ever looks as this, except if I put white, of course. But I don't want to use like a white foundation because then there is another problem. It looks clownish. So, yep. Yeah, exactly. The problems of being too pale or too dark. But yeah, I think that's about it that I have for today. Well, actually, the MAC one, it's a quite a cool pink. Like I had also another one from Illamasqua, you know, the cream foundation. It's like really cool pink white, but it looks horrendous on my skin. It just looks like I'm a clown. It makes the face come more forward and everything else backwards. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. So yeah, anyways, yeah, the Illamasqua, it's weird color. I've never been able to wear it. It's just weird. It's straight up, I don't know who they thought that color would match, honestly, because that's not the skin tone. That's a clown with pink undertone. It's not, you know, like we're pale, but we aren't devoid of color. Yeah, it's Creole and TV white. Yeah. So on another note, I purchased the custom drops from, you know, the one from Makeup Forever, those customizing drops. I purchased it in white and blue, and I'm gonna start, when I get them, I'm gonna start mixing them around with the foundations. I got the oil-based one because most of my foundations are oil-based or silicone-based. Let's see. Yeah, this one also is oil and silicone-based. So I don't really have that many water-based foundations, so I didn't bother buying those. But if they end up doing, like, performing well, I might show you next Friday what it looks like to customize the foundation and whether they change the formula or anything like that. And yeah, hopefully it works. I purchased only the blue one because, as you can tell, I have peachy and blue undertone. Like, it's weird. Like, here's like peachy and then more bluish. Anyways, it's a weird combination. But I thought that I'm going to start with the blue one and see if I like the blue one, then I might get the red and the yellow to adjust other things. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's about it for today. I don't know about the foundation. I really hope that it works where... Does any of you know if you can return cosmetics at Nordstrom? Like, I don't want to be stuck with this. Yeah, it's yeah, it's weird. I have a weird undertone, and I think it's because it's unusual and how it reflects light. In the pictures, I appear dark and orange when actually I'm not. So it depends on the light and the camera. So yeah, I'm thinking like, I hope that I can return this. If you know, if it's really like it's not working and it's not what I want it to be, I'm not going to be keeping this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try and figure it out. Okay, because it had a wrapper around it and the sticker was on the wrapper. I still have the wrapper, so I'm going to keep the wrapper with the Nordstrom sticker on it. But yeah, I'm going to see and try it around. Maybe it's the same thing like the tinted moisturizer, that I fell in love with it like later on. But yeah, anyways, if there is still any questions, let me know. But I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm still trying to figure out this foundation. I know it looks good on the camera. Okay, because I've never tried to return anything at Nordstrom. And I had this impression that, you know, only Sephora was good at accepting return products, like return cosmetics. So we'll see. We'll see. I do hope that I'm going to like it, because I've been like, oh my gosh, I love this foundation. I was already in love with it before I even tried it. Like, I heard about it 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I was like all excited about getting that foundation. So I really hope that it works out. And I'm going to test it out also with the blue drops. Maybe it makes it a little bit more of a my undertone. We'll see. Ulta is very good. Yeah, that's true. I've had no problems at Ulta, but I've never tried, for example, I know Neiman has awful return policy, but I've never tried Nordstrom. So yeah, anyway. I think that's about it. Yeah. So I want to say thank you, everybody who came around and watched me ramble. And yeah, I purchased the white drops, so the white and the blue. And yeah, I want to say thank you, everybody. Like, I enjoy being able to show you things and hopefully help you around to decide if you want to buy something, or yeah, overall entertainment. So Muffy, you want to come say bye? No, he said no. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to see you soon. Maybe I'm going to do 2 live streams. Maybe, but I don't have to study, so maybe. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.